Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. This video is going to be all about the Stranded Scions raid event. Our summer raid event is here and just here for a few more days or so as it's wrapping up now, but wanted to make this video to share some gameplay footage of Omega 3 Solo and the Omega 3 raid, as well as give my overall thoughts and impressions on the event, including a discussion of its story. So that'll be the main game plan for today. I'm also going to talk about the free raid character that we get as part of that event, Summeruden, who you can see I've got on screen now. But equally as important, I also have on screen, if we can find him, there he is, Summer Pupper. Yes, the Walkie's quest right now is set to a beach theme, and so you can take Pupper out on the beach. Had to put some respect on his name and include him in a video. Don't have a dedicated video to this, but just wanted to include him here for a little while, do all of the different tricks, all of his different skills, of course, and see if we can get one last photo to kind of commemorate the summer. I'm not very good at the camera controls in this, not gonna lie. That is one of the challenges I find with this mode, but I love the beach setting that they've chosen for the summer here. I really have always liked how the water looks in Dragalia Lost, so I'm a big fan of the beach-themed maps, like the Ascent to Eminence maps, I think also look really nice, just those compact summer maps. So yeah, loving this. This is a really cool addition. We'll try to get everybody kind of lined up here along the water. I think if everybody's in one place, the camera functionality will work a little better. So we'll lead everybody over and see when we get a good angle with the camera by default. You can see how when I turn on the camera with Ieyasu there, it still shows like my other adventurers who are far away. Here we have Summer Ieyasu, Summer Patya. We'll try to get her lined up nicely. Summer Euden, of course, and my final adventure is Summer Verica. So have my full summer squad here. We'll definitely be using them in the Stranded Scions raid event as well, although I may use the regular Ieyasu since he has shadow elements. All right, now we have everybody. Let's see if we can get a good shot with everybody in it. Well, not quite. Let's move around a little bit, change characters. Sometimes starting with a different character seems to help for me. I basically just want to make sure Pupper is in here as well. We're not going for any high fashion or high art here. We're just looking for a nice commemorative photo. It really feels like the seasons are changing. I know for me, around this time in August, I always associate it with sort of back to school. Even if I've moved on in my life, it's still what I think about, like back to college, back to school. It feels like the summertime is ending. For me, it's always been August. For some out there, it's probably September. You know, if you're in the southern hemisphere, maybe it's different. But yeah, let's get a good sharpness to this. And I think that looks pretty nice. Yeah, I think this will do. Let's take a screenshot. And there we have it. A nice little summer adventure featuring Pupper. Let's go ahead and close this out, and we'll head over to the raid event proper so that we can take on the boss there. And let's start talking a little bit about Summeruden as well. Saw a lot of comments, obviously excited about him, also interested in him from a power level standpoint. And he looks like another really solid free adventurer. So he comes at a 5-star rarity, as always, with these late, or as of late, with these raid event characters. They come at a 5-star, but you can get conviction items to max and bind their mana nodes for free, so definitely do that. Collect all of those conviction items so you can get them to 50 nodes. It's certainly worth doing it for free rather than waiting, and in which case you'd have to spend Eldwater on him. But considering he's totally free, he's pretty solid. He's kind of like an Audric level adventurer. Like, he's not on the same level as, let's say, Humanoid Midgard Swarmer, who's one of the best free adventures that we've ever had as far as just the raw power. But Audric is like a solid adventurer that shows up in a lot of cases, just has a lot of good utility. One thing Summer Prince lacks that Audric has is the shapeshift prep built in, but on the other hand, Summeruden has 100% paralysis res instead of Audric's 50%, so that's kind of a nice little upgrade. As far as Summeruden's kit goes, his first skill deals damage and causes Shadow Blight. It also has a cut-in animation that you can see here. It looks a bit chaotic in the raid map because there's just a lot of, speaking of cut-in, there's like a lot of pop-in and cutting of, I guess, the boss's tentacles. It's just kind of hard to tell what's going on with it, but anyway, that's his first skill. Most notably, I think that it causes Shadow Blight. Also kind of cool that it gives a little bit of relevance to the Marty and Pietro Shadow Blight Punisher worm print, because that print causes Shadow Blight Punisher, but they have no association with Shadow Blight. Finally, they do have sort of an association because they are part of Summeruden's portrait, even if they're not in their suits like they are in that worm print. So I think it's a nice little nod, but yeah, it's an okay skill, deals okay damage and causes Shadow Blight. It's a way of getting dual afflictions in along with poison, so good to have a source of Shadow Blight on a free-to-play adventurer. The second skill deals damage and reduces enemy defense, so if you can, you should try sequence that one first to get more damage off of the first skill. And then as far as Summeruden's abilities go, I mentioned he has 100% paralysis res. His first ability is Dragon's Claws, so he gets more strength every time he shapeshifts. Those are visible buffs, so I do think those are going to be eliminated by Curse of Nihility. And then besides the Dragon's Claws, his third ability is Player EXP plus 15%. So good to see that on somebody other than the basic Prince, basic Euden. We haven't had 15% player EXP on anybody else, so now we actually have a choice. Instead of just using regular Euden on every team, you can choose to use Summeruden on every team and still earn the maximum possible SP. As we get barreled here. But anyway, yeah, that's actually something I kind of like about him, because Shadow as an element is the element with gold Fafnirs. Now it's an element where you can also have maximum EXP gain if you want to use Summeruden on your team. It's a small thing, but I kind of like that. And unfortunately, it's not as good as regular Euden. Of course, regular Euden does have the Mana Spiral. So his third ability not only gives you 15% player EXP, but also dispels attacks when you're in dragon form. And regular Euden's Dragon's Claws also buffs him for more. But still just very, very solid, I would say. And then the other thing that's really nice about Summeruden is his co-ability and chain co-ability combination. So his co-ability is the standard daggered co-ability. You can get extra 10% critical rate off of that. And then his chain co-ability is actually 20% dragon haste, which is pretty high. I mean, that's the highest amount you can get off a chain co-ability because he is a natural 5-star. We're skipping ahead here to the co-op fight because it took me a while to find a lobby in pubs, but did find a good one here. But yeah, Summeruden's co-ability and chain co-ability mean that he's pretty good on certain adventurers. Like, let's say you have Summer Leonidas, maybe you have Joker. I think there are a few others where he's pretty reasonable. Ieyasu's another one. Ieyasu has strength and 20% dragon haste, so pretty good complement or maybe substitute if you don't have Ieyasu. Not a bad option considering it's totally free. Not everybody has Ieyasu or Joker. Joker's really become a good backliner in Curse of Nihility settings for Shadow Adventures, but if you don't have Joker, let's say, maybe you throw some Euden on there instead. There are some really good dragons in the Shadow element, and having that dragon haste could contribute positively toward your DPS. So that's my take on Summeruden. Very solid for a free-to-play character. And now finally let's talk about the actual story of Stranded Scions. Gameplay-wise, I don't have a lot to say. Boss fight just kind of folds over. Shadow element OP. I think actually just in general, we're just OP at this point for a lot of this content as legend fights and Sinister Dominion continues to release and make us even stronger. But as far as the story of the event goes, I mentioned this in my This Month in Dragalia Lost video, but I think it was a nice little beach arc. Like, it felt kind of fan servicey to have all the royal siblings together, but there was something kind of endearing about that. It felt like a little arc in a slice of life anime or something, of having the relationships between these main characters grow and deepen. And we got more character development for Emil. I always like to see that because I do want to see him get a redemption. I think with the past event where we had him at his school, the Elementary Escapades event, I thought that provided him a lot of growth, a good amount of growth. We also had him featured in the Persona event, Caged Desire, and now we have him in this event. And once again, I think he just continues to grow little by little. He's still kind of insufferable, so I want him to make a leap at some point, but I feel like he's always going to have a little bit of that annoying personality to him by design. But still, this was a pretty good event for him. Leonidas obviously came in to save the day. You got to see the different personalities of all the siblings, so it was a fun one. Short and sweet story this time around. Looking forward to seeing the epilogue when the event ends, but really no deep or profound thoughts on it. I just think it was a cute little event. Fun that they were all stranded. The Titan sounded like a cool vehicle that they were checking out, and gave a reason to have Summer Leonidas and Summer Shell, so I'm sure that's appreciated. If y'all haven't seen it, that Summer Leonidas worm print, I mean, wow. That's skill prep 50% and has an affinity, but the artwork is what I'm talking about. But besides that, of course, we got another worm print, this time around with Scorcher and Punisher. All in all, good stuff as the summer comes to a close. That is going to do it for today's video, everyone. Let me know what you thought about this event, what you think about Summer Prince, or even Summer Shell. She looks like a strong flash burn enabler. I'm not as hot on Summer Cats, but let me know what you think in the comments below. That is going to do it for today, everyone. So thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.